Hey guys, how's it going? I want to talk about the different love languages when it comes to our children. And this is a book you can read. It is The Secret to Love That Lasts from Gary Chapman, but I think it also can be applied to our children as well. And I thought about this today and I said, all right, sorry, I was wondering why, when you have two children from the same DNA, why some are so completely different, where one is mean and one is nice, etc., and one's closer to mom or one's closer to dad. I thought, how in the world does that happen? And I thought, our children need different types of love. They all have different love languages we as parents adjust to those love languages. And the five different types, as described in the book, are words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, receiving gifts, and physical touch. And because our children are individuals, we have to understand that each one is going to have a different need. They're going to have a different language. They're going to react different. They're going to decide who they're closer to at any given time. And I'll just tell you why we as parents have to kind of give ourselves a break when we feel guilty because maybe we shoulda, woulda, coulda when they were growing up. And I will talk about my own personal experience after having raised two daughters. And I'll give you an example of how they kind of differed. Now, my first daughter, I was pregnant. Pregnancy went fine. Um, it was, I'm not saying it was perfect, but it was overall, it was a good space. And so she came out, normal labor and delivery, and she was just easygoing. Just always smiley, hardly ever cried, and she was just easy. It just simple. And then when I got pregnant with my second, their dad, went off to Korea in the military, and I was left alone and worked while put the first one in daycare, pregnant with the second. And so the second pregnancy was a little more challenging. And when she came out, she had colic. She was beautiful, just oh my goodness. And she had colic and would scream every night from 10 till 1 in the morning. Um, she was more challenging all the way around, and I always said if I had had her first, I would have stopped. So they each had different love languages. The first one, easy as pie. second, second one, holy moly. So, anyways, they each needed something else. They were fed differently. It's the easiest way I can describe it. And so when we look at children, where you have one that's wreaked havoc and the other one has been laid back, we have to understand that they are individuals. Being born of the same DNA doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be the same person. Even when you have identical twins, those parents will say, gosh, each one has their own individual personality, likes, dislikes, etc. Maybe this year one daughter's closer, next year your other son is closer. But we have to understand, we as parents also put on many different hats when it comes to adjusting to the needs of each individual person we come into contact with. So maybe you spend more time snuggling with your oldest, and the youngest would prefer to read a book or sit next to you instead of on your lap. Maybe one likes music and the other likes movies. You just never know. So, um, yeah, there comes a point in time, maybe when they break free, one breaks free, they both break free. You just never know. So, anyways, don't feel guilty about what you did or did not do, because there is no manual. Their needs change throughout the years, and that's all there is to it. So, hopefully, this helps. If you haven't read that book, it's an amazing book. It's been around for many, many years. So, anyways, that's all I've got, and I'll be back.